We're Bison! We are impacted! We're Bison! We're ready to get up! We want to win! Light the fire of power that make us free! We never break down! We want to win! We are impacted! The best team!
Hello and welcome back to TNI-UK Impacted episode 109, coming to you live via the Total Non-Stop Impact Network on YouTube and Twitch. I am your host, Bison, and today I am joined by myself. Unfortunately, guys, it looks like it's just going to be me going solo this week. But hey, I'm going to do my best to keep you all entertained. I'm going to do my very, very best. I was never going to let this show not happen. Okay, I was never going to let this show happen. So I am here. I'm going solo, and I'm going to hopefully entertain you guys as much as I possibly can. Unfortunately, obviously, Joe can't make it this week. He's got a few things going on behind the scenes, but he is behind the scenes producing the show. So make sure you say hello to Joe, and I think he's going to be in the chat as well. So please say hello to Joe. He is definitely here. But you can't see him. That's the only thing. And of course, Steve is still in the hospital, but he's doing well. He's recovering well. He messaged us earlier today to say that things are going well. He is getting better, which is fantastic news. And we wish him all the best. And he's getting better. He's going to be back soon, guys. We just send a few prayers to Steve. He's going to be fine. But I know that, if you send him your love, he'll appreciate it. I just want to quickly say hello to a few people in the chat. So we've got Anna's in the chat. I saw someone called Pole or something earlier. I think you're quite new, but it's nice to see you. Anna's in the chat, or Violet's in the chat, which is great. Bonus Baby's in. One man booth, brother. One man booth. So I'm going to do my best. It's not easy, having a discussion with yourself. So I might sort of kind of like pose a question over here, and then I might sort of come this side and answer, maybe, give my thoughts and then come back. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to entertain you guys because that's what I do every week. And hopefully we can keep doing that as much as possible. But it's been an amazing week, a triumphant week. So according to Ace Austin, of course, guys, Bison Talks Impact. This past week was a great interview there with the incredible Ace Austin, the inevitable episode of Bison Talks Impact. Make sure you go and check that out on the interview section of the Total Non-Stop Impact channel on YouTube. Go and check it out. It's a really cool interview. I had a lot of fun. Ace had a lot to say. We managed to go about 28 minutes on that one, which is a bit longer than I normally get. So thank you, Simon, for that. I appreciate it. It's nice getting a little bit longer because you can obviously get a few more questions in, etc. And what's interesting, do you know what? Bonus Baby. Yeah, shocking. Absolutely shocking.
Please allow me to express a heartfelt congratulations
to the legendary Tyrus, who is now the NWA World's Heavyweight Champion. He carries the 10 pounds of gold. And how amazing is it? I mean, what a champion. What a champion to hold that title. When you've got guys, like Thomas Latimer on your thing, you've got Aaron Stevens on your thing. You had, even in that particular match, you had Matt Cardona. But no, you put it on a big pile of dog shit. Tyrus. Fantastic. Good effort, guys. Well done. Well done. Really love it. Really love it. Anyway, quick hello to Zach Bonifer. How you doing, my friend? It's great to see you. So lots of people coming in. Mir's in the house as well. Oh, my goodness. The Bone Daddy has arrived. Now, that's a total shock to me.
What is up?
That's a total shock to me. I was on a roll then, Bone Daddy. I was on a roll, but it's good to see you, brother. Thanks for coming and popping in. Appreciate it.
Well, I heard you were. Let me just adjust a couple things. Hang on 1 second here. I heard you were. I heard you were solo. So I wanted to pop in here for either for the whole show or part of the show or whatever you were comfortable with. I didn't know what you were all doing today, but I wanted to come in here. I haven't been on the show in a bit, so cheers, everyone.
Cheers. Cheers, Mr. Bone. Cheers. Good to have you on. Big surprise for me. I know that Trent mentioned that you might try and pop in, but big surprise for me. But I'm glad because it's hard work doing it on your own, ain't it, brother?
Oh, it is. I've been doing it for, and please, this is not bragging it, but I've been doing it for a long time solo, and it's always good to be part of a team. So yeah. So what's we all talking about today? It's Overdrive week, so I'm assuming we're going to be talking some Overdrive and some other stuff. I noticed you were just talking about a big steamy pile of doo-doo.
That's my thoughts. That's my thoughts on the current £10 of gold winner, owner, shall we say? But there you go. Some people like him. I personally think he's a big pile of dog duty, but that's me.
I don't get why they did it, but I tell you what. As much as we may have the opinion of like why did they do that, it does make me want to tune in just out of curiosity's sake to see exactly how and what they're going to do with Tyrus as champ. They just had a new episode of whatever they're calling their show now, Empower or whatever it is, and they did some tapings. So I might actually tune into that just for shits and giggles, and literally shits and giggles.
Literally pile of shit. Yeah. No, I appreciate it. At the end of the day, I understand it. I actually kind of understand why they probably put it on him, and that's probably because he's obviously got a big following. He's obviously he's like does his political stuff, and he's well known. I believe he is. I believe today he took his £10 of gold onto his TV show. So I can see that potentially it will give the company a little bit of exposure, I guess. The problem is. I think the wrestling community are like, man, what the hell? Like, seriously.
Right.
I mean,
right.
the dude is he's older than me, for crying out loud. I think he's older than you, Bone Daddy.
He could be. I don't know what his age is, but it's one thing because we've seen many people come and go from the wrestling scene. Some have gone away and come back and have really taking care of themselves, and then you look at someone like Tyrus, who is like, and that's not the knock. Hell, I'm fat. I'll call myself fat. So, to see someone who's considerably out of shape, and that's saying it nicely. And then it's like, what does that do for the entire company? To have and thank you, Tasha. But yeah, it's just. But like I said, out of curiosity's sake, I think I actually am gonna tune in, just to see what they're doing with it, because I know that that company for one is always changing. So. But that's enough on that Stevie pile of shit. What else are we doing today?
There you go. So Zach Bonifer has just let us know. So February 1973. So he's 49. He's old. Yes. So he is older than me. And I think you're 49, don't you, Bone Daddy? That is your age.
I'm 48. I'm 48.
Well, there you go. See,
same age as you, I believe.
Well, there you go. See, I just look better. I just look a little bit, more handsome for it, I guess. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. Anyway, talking about that, make sure if you're new to the channel and you like what you see so far, then consider smashing that subscribe button and giving us, of course, a thumbs up. We need plenty of thumbs up. We don't get enough of those. Considering how many people watch this show, we don't get enough thumbs up. So we need more of those if we can.
Yes,
please.
Do it now,
folks. Do it now, man. And if you would like to show your appreciation with the odd super sticker, that would be awesome too. And of course, very, very much appreciated because it does help a hell of a lot with because I mean, you know, this isn't free. You know, we have to pay for StreamYard. You know, we have to pay for lots of different bits and pieces. It's not free, so those little super stickers do help keep us going. So we do appreciate it.
It all helps. It all helps.
It all helps, every single penny. So, guys, what I like to do, Bone Daddy, is basically we do news, rumors, and a bit of an Impact recap for the past week, and of course last week's show. I try and mix in a bit of what happened on the show with a bit of news, and see where we can go from there. So, if you're staying, fantastic. We'll have a good conversation about of what we got going down. Now, the first thing, obviously, to mention is obviously this past week Before the Impact on BTI match, we saw Killer Kelly take on I believe she's a Vegas local, Sandra Moon. Although Sandra got in some offense, it was pretty much all Killer Kelly. Because obviously they want to make Killer Kelly look good, make her look strong, and she obviously gets the win in this one. However, I did feel that they did let Sandra have a little bit of offense and let her go a little bit, which is really good because then, the company get to look at her a bit, which is good.
Absolutely, yeah.
And of course we get to watch her as well.
Adjusting some stuff here.
You carry on. So I thought it was a pretty solid match. Killer Kelly was clearly pushing her character, that whole kind of slow, sadistic smile stuff. So yeah, I really liked it. Did you enjoy the match? Did you enjoy the match, Jay?
I did. What I tried to do when I do the live reaction / watch along, more of a live reaction, but I try to tune into the end of that show when I have the time to, and give those matches some attention because it does. They usually do attract the local flavor of what said area that they're in, and I noticed that Sandra was actually getting some cheers.
Yeah, she was.
Which is great. Yeah. It's great to hear. And it's not just, people sitting on their hands like, oh, we know what's going to happen here, so we don't care. No, they love Killer Kelly. We love Killer Kelly. And the local fans love who they put on TV. And it's better for everyone because the / international audience just talk more about it. So
yeah, definitely. I mean, the bottom line is, at the end of the day, if she's a local Vegas girl, I'm sure she's on all of the independent shows and all the rest of it, but she's not getting that kind of international exposure. And then, of course, you go on to Impact, 130 plus, countries across the world, across the globe. People like me in the UK now, like 4,000 miles away from her, are talking about her. Which
never
is
a
great.
bad thing.
Never a bad thing, definitely. Now, also this week, we had the fantastic news that Impact will be returning to St. Clair's College, Windsor, Ontario in Canada. That's going to happen in March 2023. It's actually
good job, Scott. Good job.
It's actually going to be my birthday weekend. So I think Friday, the 24th of March, that's my birthday, everyone. So I'll be I'll be 49 on that date. And unfortunately, I cannot...
You're a little older than me.
Yeah.
Bam!
Bam! But as I said before, Mr. Bone, I do look, I look younger, don't I? Let's face the facts. Little less grey. Little less grey. You know what I mean?
Even though you're full of beefalo, yes, you are a tad bit more sexy than I am. Yes.
So Sacrifice itself is March the 24th. Then we've got the Fallout from Sacrifice, all at St. Clair's College. I love the Canadian fans. I think they are amazing. They get behind it. St. Clair's College is a good
Canada. That's my horrible Petey Williams, imitation
Definitely.
there. Yeah.
I just think they're a good crowd. They are a really good crowd. I think the St. Clair's College is a nice venue as well. Looks good on camera.
It is. It is. They
So
had some,
looking forward to that one.
and it's funny. The last time they were in there, and it's hard to think, but that was when they started touring nationally / internationally. Right, like it was like a year or so before the pandemic. They had just left their cozy little home in Florida, which they were there for, damn near 2 decades. And they started touring again. And that was one of the first places they went internationally. And man, the response was tremendous. And it's hard to believe that it's been a few years since. So yeah, it's well deserved. We've talked about it several times, hopefully, but and it's several companies have started to go international again. So it's just a great sign for wrestling overall.
Yeah, I mean there's also been some signs coming out, some very positive vibes about the possibility of them heading over to the UK again in 2023. So looking forward to that announcement. That's going to be amazing. We could have a TNI-UK get together as well, maybe an Impact show. That'd be quite good, because I know some of you guys that are in the chat right now are UK based, so it'd be good to get you guys, meet up with you guys. Maybe we could go for pizza before the show. I don't know. There's many things that we could do. Maybe we could have a meet and greet type scenario or whatever. I've done that with the US guys when I went to Chicago, back in August. So that was a cool experience. Got to meet.
You guys swing?
There was no swinging involved. There was toilet gate, obviously, that went on. But other than that, it was a lot of fun.
I wasn't gonna say it.
There was a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun. I enjoyed it a lot. So it was good, and it was good for me because I get to meet. So there you go.
Do not go in there. Woo!
Jiminy Christmas. Those bites are still in there, aren't they? I'm crying. I'm laughing so hard. But
and of course,
it's a lot of love, man. We had a blast that weekend.
It was a lot of fun. Really enjoyed it. So, it was good. And it was a pleasure to meet you, Anna, as well. You were lovely, and we met. I think we met Justin. We met Brandon. We met quite a few people that weekend, which was really nice.
Ryan Fields, so many. Yes.
So it was really nice. Okay, so moving on. It was also great to see UK talent Joe Hendry beat Brian Myers to become the digital media champion in what I thought was a pretty good match. I'm not going to lie. I thought it was a good match. There was some really good storytelling going on. I thought Joe looked amazing. And to be fair, Brian looked good too. So it wasn't, it's certainly by any stretch of the imagination, did Joe make Brian look weak or anything like that. I thought it was a really, really good match. I enjoyed it. Good story being told. And I know for a fact that if TNI-UK and TNI overall believe in Joe Hendry, that's a fact.
Yeah. He is what did it say? He's 250 pounds of positivity. Or whatever they say.
Exactly, he is.
Yeah,
he's an incredible talent. And actually, when you think about some of the stuff that he does online already, with his sort of kind of like promo stuff and his entrance videos and all that kind of stuff, is his uniqueness about what he does. It sits perfectly with regards to this digital media championship. It fits perfectly. But thank you, Anna. Appreciate that. Boom. So really, really good. Really good. I loved it. I thought it was a great match, and I am so into Joe Hendry right now. I really am. I am totally a believer. Are you? And I know you are, Jay, as well, aren't you?
I am. I didn't really pay much attention to him in his last run, and it's not to say he was bad or nothing, but he definitely has a different focus this time because you can tell we're all talking about him.
Yeah.
So he's the promos leading up to his debut were tremendous. There it is. There it is.
There it
Yeah,
is.
252 pounds of
Pounds of
motivation.
motivation.
That's it. Yeah. So yeah, I'm digging it. He's in great shape. He's got a killer smile, and he's doing curls for the girls. It's that's swingers gimmick. Sorry. He's great. I love him.
He is fantastic, and we really appreciate your super sticker around it. Sorry, I already said that, but anyway, we do. But yes, we love it. Hang on, let's get this together. No, I don't know. Can we get it together? Hang on, this side. It's hard because you're the other way. Ready, go. No, we can't. It's not happening. It's not happening. I give up. But anyway.
Wave your hands from side to side to side. No, that's why I don't sing no more.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ! You'll have people tuning out right now. Yeah, damn right. They'll be taking them super stickers back. But anyway, so so that was fantastic. We're over the moon with regards to Joe Hendry. He's our UK guy. And again, they've brought in a UK talent. This says to me that I think we're going to see a couple more UK-based talent, but not necessarily like English or Scottish or whatever. We're going to see a few more because I have a feeling that, Nick Aldis, Thomas Latimer are going to be coming in. I think we're going to see, I think Zaya Brookside as well. I think we're going to see Zaya Brookside, or I don't know what is the Brookside girl. I think we're going to see her as well. So I think, don't be surprised if in the start of 2023, we start to see, 2 or 3 more UK-based talents come into Impact Wrestling. If we do, that's a great sign because it means that something's going on with regards to the UK.
Well, and don't forget that Killer Kelly was one of the first big ones when things started to slowly get a change for a better international stars coming over, and that's where they say hailing from wherever in Portugal. So even there, that's a great sign for more to come over. If that's what the company wants to go in that direction, it's not a bad thing. It just
definitely not.
It just makes more people want to watch internationally. So
it's always a good thing, definitely. We then get on the show, we get Jay Vidal, who I believe is a local Las Vegas lad. He reveals Gisele Shaw's promotional video, which was clearly a rework of Awesome Kong's Hall of Fame reel, with obviously him saying Gisele Shaw over the top of Awesome Kong. I thought it was hilarious. I thought this was really funny, and I love the way that they are. I love the way they sort of kind of like started on the laptop and then morphed into the screen. I thought that was really cool. It shows that the production value of the show itself is starting to improve. It's getting better. We know that anyway. But all those side of things are starting to improve, which is great. So I thought this was brilliant. Did you enjoy this, Jay?
Oh, I love it when they put Jay Vidal into the mix, and he can kind of fit in wherever, because he was with, and I was trying to remember last week who he was with, and I was with the Inspiration, and now he's with Gisele, and it's the same but different. So yeah, it's all a good mix.
Definitely. We then also get EY ushering in the new era for Violent by Design, obviously with Alan Angels and Big Con. I don't think Big Con actually said anything, but Alan Angels certainly did, which looked like it was a bit of a dig towards his previous faction that he was a part of, kind of. But either way, I thought this was a cool way to sort of kind of, start to really push the new version of Violent by Design. Based on what happened last week, not last week, the week before. So I think that worked well. We then got an incredible the X Division tournament match where Trey Miguel progresses to the final after Kenny King interferes to get Mike Bailey disqualified. And of course, what we've been asking on this show, certainly what we've been asking for some time, it sets up a feud for Mike Bailey with, of course, Kenny K-I-N-G King with Kenny King, which is certainly something that we've been shouting about for quite some time, that we think Bailey needs a feud.
I thought we were friends.
Because that's the only way we are, Mike. I promise we are friends. It's the only way I think that we're going to get to really see a character from Mike. Because in the moment, yes, he's putting on some fantastic matches, and every match he has for me is awesome. It doesn't matter who it is. He seems to be able to just pull out bangers no matter what, which is great. But putting out banger matches is only going to take you so far as a talent. We need to have a reason to really connect with you as a character. So I'm hoping that this feud is going to do that now. We're going to see more character from Mike. We're going to get more invested in Mike Bailey, and I think that's where this is going. I think it's a good move. They took it off. They took the championship off him, and it was a good move not to literally put it straight back on him, because that then would have been silly in the first place. So I think this feud is going to be great. I'm happy to see Trey Miguel move forward into Overdrive. We'll talk about that a little bit later, but he's obviously got a match for the title, so we'll look forward to that. But I mean, what are your thoughts on the way this is sort of developing with regards to Mike Bailey and Kenny King?
Oh, I'm good with it. I mean, you can tell it was going to go somewhere with Kenny King out there, doing stuff. But with the popcorn was hilarious. Just throwing popcorn. I was cautious at first when they brought back Kenny King, because I liked him, but I was never a big fan of his. I was more of a fan of his. Now this goes way back about 10 years when he was part of the was it All Night Express or
yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
one of those in Ring of Honor. But yeah. He's absolutely proven himself. He's great in the X division, and he could do whatever he wants. He's doing great.
He delivers a great promo as well, which he then proved later on in the show.
Yeah.
But yeah, he delivers a good promo as well, which is really cool. Now, the other thing, we talked about this last week, obviously not with you, Jay, but with Joe. It's looking more and more like Chelsea Green is obviously wrapped up with Impact at the last set of tapings, and it's looking more and more likely that she's going to be joining the WWE. For me, this is it's great for her. Don't get me wrong. It's great for her. But it is a bit of a shame. It is a bit of a shame. He does, we know that Deonna Purrazzo's contract is up for renewal. We've not seen anything on that. And we know that she's got basically to the end of the year. I personally don't think Deanna's going anywhere. For instance, I don't think that they would be developing and investing in a toy, a character for her if she was going somewhere. That's my thoughts on it. Why would you invest in somebody that was going to be not re-signing? That's my take. I think she's staying. But we're just gonna have to wait and see on that one. But it is a shame Chelsea's going, because I think since she came back to Impact, she's done a lot of really good work.
Oh, she absolutely has. It's been a joy to watch her. I mean, yes, she had some hiccups with some early injuries when she first came back with the wrist and stuff, but she has shined, whether with her husband or not. It's been great to see, Vexed come together. I do think it's a shame that we can't see Vexed have a longer run, but I'm also happy for Chelsea that someone like, whether you love him or hate him, someone like Triple H and his crew who have now taken over the WWE, that they see the talent in someone like Chelsea, and they're having her come back, probably sooner rather than later. And I know she's going to be here locally within the next couple weeks at Blizzard Brawl. So I'm tempted to go there, just buy a cheap ticket, maybe get a couple meet and greets in and see some of my favorites and just give them my best, because hey, no matter where you're going, you get that spotlight, just like we saw Mia Yim go over there. It's great to see that the talent shines through. It really
exactly.
does.
On Impact Wrestling, of course, that's where it happens. It all shines through on Impact Wrestling.
Well,
but there you go.
It's a great sign that, people go, oh, no one watches Impact Wrestling. Yeah, well, guess where these other bigger companies are getting all their big stars from? Duh, it's Impact Wrestling. So don't tell me no one watches it.
Of course they do. Of course they do. Now, Jay, I don't think you've met my guest who is coming in to say hello today.
Who's here?
Well, Mike, she is an incredible, daughter of mine. She is the Boomer Bison. She's making a special appearance. She'd heard that her daddy was going solo today and wanted to, show her support. She wanted to come in and have a little spot for 5 minutes. So,
Boomer?
Without further ado, here is my daughter, the incredible, the gorgeous Boomer Bison. Is Joe listed? You're not bringing her in then, Joe? See,
there we go.
Here we go.
Oh, no.
I know she's gone. Where'd she go?
Go ahead, Joe. There you go.
There she is. Hey, Booms, you doing okay?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Are you in your room?
Yep.
Oh, good. So, have you met the Bone Daddy?
No.
I don't think so. But I've seen her come on the show a few times. It's nice to meet you, Boomer.
It's nice to meet you too.
There you go. See? Look at that smile, eh? Look at that smile.
What a great kid.
So thank you for coming on. Thank you for coming on and helping me out. Because you obviously were a little bit worried that I was going to be doing the show all on my own. No,
she's shy.
Are you being shy?
No.
You're not. Okay. Okay, fair enough.
You're not shy?
You definitely come across as shy. So anyway, a lot of these guys know that you do karate.
Yeah.
Because I talk about it all the time. Now you're doing ever so well, and this week, not next month, you're going to be going for your yellow belt. Is that right?
Yep.
Yellow belt. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and she's been picked to join the kata squad, the kata training squad as well. So be interested to see where she ends up doing some competitions. Doing the old kata.
Oh, that's awesome, Boomer. Keep up the good work.
Doing fantastic. She will be. To be fair, she could be, walking in the footsteps of Mike Bailey.
Hey, she could be the next Karate Kid.
The next Karate Kid. Now, she has told me that one of her ambitions is to eventually become a wrestler, haven't you, Scarlett? Boomer.
Oh, nice.
So we're gonna have to see. I've done some research. We've got a wrestling school nearby. So when she's a little bit older, who knows?
It's a lot of hard work, Boomer, but if you put your mind to it, you can do it.
Look at her. She doesn't want to say, bless.
She's adorable.
Yeah. Right. So, Boobs, we're going to have to crack on with the show. It was lovely for you to pop in. And we will... hang on. What's this? The Bison Basement. Is the sound gone funny?
Yeah, a little bit. It's a bit robotic.
Okay. Roboty. Oh, okay. Right. So I start moving a bit like a robot, yeah? Right, I'm going to get rid of you, right? And I will come in and see you. I'll come around and see you later.
Okay.
Love you,
Bye,
darling.
everyone.
Bye, Boomer. Thanks for coming on.
Well, there you go, guys. You know, the apple of my eye, the Boomer Bison. She's popped in. She is starting to become a big wrestling fan, which is awesome. She wants to come to the UK shows, and she's been telling me she's been trying to come up with wrestling names and all sorts. So she's 9 years old, but she's getting ready, mate. She's getting ready.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Maybe
Great
I could become her manager or something like that. I could be her manager, and
Bison and the Boomer. What a combo! Look out, folks. 10 years.
Bison and the Boomer.
You think another 10 years down the road, and she starts making her training and her in-ring debut? You think you could keep up the old Bison Beefalo stuff?
Exactly.
Another 10 years? You got it in you, bro?
I reckon. Look at this here. That's a great one, bonus baby. Looking forward to hearing commentary calling Boomer Bison hits the Call of the Wild. There you go. See, that's a good one. Call of the Wild. I like it.
Call of the Wild.
Yes, I personally, I'm a big fan of the Beefalo Bomb. I think that would be pretty cool. The Beefalo Bomb. What's the BNB? Come on, help me out here.
Bison and Boomer. Bison and Boomer.
Oh, of course. Yeah, Bison and Boomer.
Yeah, I don't know if you want to do the old Boomer bomb, because I mean we had a Bison bomb in Chicago, so I don't know if you want to. Maybe 10 years down the road, people will forget about the Chicago bomb. But
I reckon, yeah, maybe we could have a boom. We could have one of those, couldn't we? But you never know.
That was eerily similar to how that was.
It was.
It shook the whole damn hotel. I'm sorry.
However, the scumbag.
This is sick. This whole place is going to hell in a handbasket.
You've got the scumbag though. I mean, come on. He literally took the biscuit afterwards, didn't he, with Trent? So it's all coming out. It all come out in the end. It will come out in the end. Literally, all came out.
You started a trend. You started a trend. My God.
Exactly, the Beefalo trend. I love it. Now, listen, Jay. We're still no closer to finding out who attacked Ace in the parking lot. I mean, this is a classic. Who did it? You know, who do we think could be responsible for attacking Ace in the parking lot? You know, I'm thinking we've got a debut of some sort. This is the way they're bringing them in. I don't know, but who could it be attacking Ace in the parking lot? As it clearly wasn't. Obviously, it clearly wasn't Bully Ray.
If it wasn't Bully Ray, I don't know who it was. I mean, I know I've been a little bit out of the loop, but I did hear about the attack. Obviously, someone who's not down with the Bullet Club. Clearly,
yeah. So this is the Bison. This is the Bison one. You got to do this for Bison. Obviously, that's too sweet. But there you go. So it's interesting. I'm not sure who it's going to be. That's interesting. Bonkers. Could it be Macklin and Moose? Maybe. But again, why would they be attacking? Why would they attack Ace specifically? Or like I say, a Bullet Club member? I think it's interesting. Oh, hang on a minute. So we've got it's obvious who it is. Who do we know that shows up in parking lots to talk to us? The Pasta Prince himself.
Who's the Pasta Prince?
I got no idea. but hey, let's go with it. Let's go with it, Jay. Let's go with it. But there you go. I don't know whether they might have been talking about J-Bone as the pasta guy. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Not J-Bone, sorry, Trent. He's the Pasta Prince, right?
Pasta Mania? Yeah.
Trent, there you go.
I don't think it's Trent. No, it's
No, you don't think it's Trent? I don't even think he was at that set of tapings, guys. Sorry, but there you go. But there we go. And it is interesting. They haven't actually mentioned that again. But it did get mentioned because it was mentioned. Obviously, it happened on the show. Then we had a big thing lead into the, what was going on with Bully Ray. Then there was another thing where they sort of kind of said it wasn't Bully Ray. Who the hell is it? It wasn't Bully Ray. Ooh. And then we haven't heard anything since. So maybe they've dropped it. Or maybe it'll come back to haunt us at a later date. Who knows? They don't tend to drop storylines. They tend to, put them on hold a little bit and then reintroduce them a little bit later. And again, because it's that classic who done it thing, it could be anybody, and they could use it for anybody, to bring them in. So, we'll just have to wait and see. Now, what we also find out this past week on Impact was that Jessicka is a little bit down. She's not happy at all about their loss, obviously, the week previously to Savannah Evans. Jessicka later then draws inspiration from, of course, ODB's book, Bam. Bam! I'm sick! There you go.
And she's drunk!
Yeah. She does sink a few drinks later as well. So there's a lot going on. But so she was a bit upset, but she's drawn some inspiration from ODB's book, which was a nice plug there for her. And hopefully we will see a different Jessicka this coming Thursday. We just have to wait and see. Bam! Announced on social media, we get Motor City Machine Gun set to face the Impact Tag Team Champions Heath and Rhino at the Fallout from Overdrive tapings. Now, there was a lot of discussion on this online, and whereas I can say, well, I suppose it might not be a spoiler, but as they're releasing it now, it's kind of like current. It makes sense that they would say that they were the current champions as it stands at the moment, but still, you could change it. If they don't retain, who knows? I think it's unlikely now that they're not going to win, especially as it would be their first. I think it's their first actual defense of the title. It'd be interesting if they didn't win. They lost on their first defense. I'd be surprised. We don't want none of this. We don't want the hot potato stuff going on with these tag titles. That'll ruin it.
No, Heath has had a rough go of it, in Impact Wrestling. That injury that he had when he first came in did him absolutely no favors. Now he's finally back. He's healthy. He's getting to do all the stuff that it should have happened over a year ago now. And it maybe doesn't have the flavor it did when he first came in, but nonetheless, he's getting to do it. He's tagging with Rhino. He's doing this stuff that maybe he didn't get to do in other companies with Rhino and really show off the talent and what they can really do. Oh, baby! The old reference is what I always say is that they were having Rhino in another company. Vince was having him just sit around eating bologna sandwiches. I'm like, well, that's a great use of the tag team of Heath and Rhino.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
now they're kicking ass and taking names, so it's proper, you know.
Yeah, I agree, definitely. And of course, talking about Heath and Rhino, over the last couple of days, we had the is it Behind the Ring or something, or something like that, Behind the Ring, which is hosted by Tom Hannafan, talking to Heath and Rhino. Can't recommend enough going and checking that out. It's a really insightful interview. So go and check that out. It's on YouTube and Impact Plus, I believe. So yeah, make sure you go and check that out.
Yeah.
We then get Gujar getting a win over G Sharp in what to me was a pretty eventless match. It was just a match, I think, to put Gujar over, put a win on the table. I could have taken it or leaved it. To be honest, I almost went and got a cup of tea whilst it was on, because I did think it was particularly good. I think from what I've heard,
Your opinion doesn't matter.
Okay, appreciate that.
Wow.
But from what I've heard, the G Sharp character, the G Sharp wrestler, is actually pretty good. But I've never seen any of his stuff, so I can't really comment.
It's more local flavor from the Vegas area, and he a little behind the scenes thing that we learned from Front Row Bill is he cut a promo right before this match, trying to get some heat on himself, and apparently, if you listen to the match, it worked because he was getting some boos, and he was also getting recognized too. I think some people were cheering for him. Maybe one or two. But another reason for this match, if you watch carefully, is Bhupinder has a little different look, and he's got new entrance music. So it's kind of a re-kickstart to what he was doing before versus Brian Myers. So it's all to help him just shine as an individual. I think so many people just assumed he was going to go with Raj and Raj Singh and Shira, and he's not. He's doing it on his own, and he's a tremendous wrestler. I love his finish. It's one of my favorite finishers in wrestling overall. That gargoyle spear out of the corner turnbuckle. When he first did that, it just blew my mind. I was like, oh my God, I never seen. Yeah, we've seen Edge, we've seen Rhino, we've seen Moose, we've seen Goldberg, we've seen a billion different kinds of spears, Roman Reigns. I never seen one like this before. And it's so different, and it has its own. It's like almost like he reinvented his own version of the spear, and it's tremendous. I love it. So it's all to help him become an individual, and I think it's going to help in the long run,
Okay, well, I'm down with that. We then get Eddie Edwards declaring to his wife that after burying PCO last week in the desert, Honor More are dead. Well, I guess we're going to have to wait and see on that one, because then Chelsea Green loses to Mickie James in the last rodeo match, and is later seen leaving, informing her best friend Deanna she is going home. Now,
Hardcore country.
I know you love that, Courtney and Anna.
That's great. That boy, I tell you, that solo gets better and better, Bison, every time we do it.
Yeah. So a lot of people got a bit upset over the going home reference, thinking that she was referencing, that WWE was her home, as that's where everyone seems to think she's going. I don't think that was. I think it was just a take on the fact that when Mickie James lost to Chelsea Green, that was what she did. Went off with her case and like, I'm going home. Where are you going? I'm going home. I think it was just almost like a callback to, the way that Mickie left the building that time in that promo. I think that's what I think. I think people are just taking it too literally, that she's meaning she's going home to the WWE. Because to be fair, if she was going home, Impact is her home, really. If you think about it, Impact was where Chelsea Green was built. Let's face the facts. She knows that.
Yeah, it's where she originally really started to shine. I mean, yeah, the word is that she is going back to the WWE, that Trips wants her back. And look, like I said, it's the same with like Mia Yim, you know. You get the opportunity to go on a bigger stage and have more eyes on you and get that payday. Hey, go for it. You know, I'm happy for her either way. Talent is shining through, and I'm going to enjoy her wherever she goes. You know,
I agree. Thank you, Punk. Another super sticker, very much appreciated, my brother. Thank you very much. Now we then get Tommy Dreamer being booked ring once again. But during the backstage segment, we get with Macklin, we get a glimpse of, well, Johnny Many Names in the background. We all know that was definitely Johnny Impact in the background. He's very distinctive. Whether that was done strategically, accidentally, on purpose, I don't know. But, you know, it was quite cool. It was a little moment that everyone was sort of kind of like jumping on, got the social media talking. So I think it was cool. With regards to Tommy Dreamer being booked now again in the ring, you know, I like Tommy Dreamer. Don't get me wrong. I've got a lot of time for Tommy Dreamer. I just don't want to see him in the ring anymore. Like, you know, I'm starting to get to a point where I don't necessarily, I'm going to like switch off, because Tommy Dreamer at the end of the day is a fantastic guy. He's great for behind the scenes. He's good doing this kind of like promo stuff to help get talents over, etc. I just don't want to see him in the ring. I just don't. You don't need him in the ring. There's so many amazing talents on the Impact roster. We do not need Tommy Dreamer in the ring on our TV, you know, twice at this set of tapings now. We just don't need it. I don't know whether you agree with that, but that's my thoughts on it. It's not that I dislike Tommy Dreamer. I just don't need to see him in the ring. And I don't think he adds anything to it for me.
Yeah, I hear you. I mean, if he's putting over newer talent like Steve Macklin, that's fine, you know. But beyond that, I don't think he needs to. You know, he doesn't need a championship or anything. So if he's just putting over newer talent and having a match here and there, I'm okay with it. But yeah, I completely get your point of view there. I agree. Yeah,
I am definitely. And can I just say, simply, Steve has just turned up in the chats. It's good to see you, brother. Glad you're feeling okay. Just keep getting better. Just you know, do what you need to do, and we look forward to seeing you back as soon as you're ready. But it's great to see that you managed to get in the chat at least. So appreciate it. We then get Sticky Rice versus Bully Ray, which is pretty much, which to be fair is pretty much a squash match.
Sticky
Rice. Yeah, it's number 62 on our local Chinese. He's in pretty much a squash match. So we can remember who Bully Ray is, but Moose comes out and, of course, spears Bully through a table. You know, this obviously was a match just set up so that Moose could put Bully through a table to then set up, obviously, the match at Overdrive. A real shame because, you know, I mean, Sticky is a pretty good wrestler, to be fair. And I just think it's a shame that he's being put in these kind of matches where he doesn't really get a chance to do anything. It's a shame. But
I want my pizzles back.
But of course, they need to put Bully over. So, you know, fair enough. I understand it. Just wish they could have given him a little bit more time, really, to actually do something, even if it didn't last that long. Just give him, you know, a couple of offensive moves would have been nice.
Yeah, he's got a goofy gimmick. It is what it is for now. It's you know, they're keeping him with Swinger, so it's goofy entertaining in that way. You know, if he's the ha of the episode, then that's what it is. Because it can't all be, you know, thumbtacks and blood gushing. It's you got to have your mix of good wrestling, a few laughs, and everything else. So
exactly, yeah. No, I agree with that.
I tell you what, though, man, that spear through that table is one of the best spears through a table I've ever seen. Man, Bully took that like a champ. Moose did it tremendously. It looked amazing. I mean, that table exploded.
Yeah, definitely.
Wild. Loved it.
Yeah. It does help, I think, that, I mean, obviously, Bully is a pretty heavy set dude. And I'll tell you what, I don't know if you've noticed, but he's definitely been back in the gym because he started to really, his guns have started to grow again. And yeah, I think he's looking pretty good, damn good, to be fair.
He lost a ton of weight. And it was, I think I first noticed it when he was doing a cup of coffee in the NWA. He showed up on there. Man, Bully looks amazing.
He does. He looks great. And again, that's a testament to him because he doesn't want to come in and look bad. You know what I mean? He doesn't want to come in and look, fat. He wants to look like the Bully Ray that was a TNA world champion. I think that's what he wants to look at, which is fantastic. So good for him.
Yeah.
We then got a very, very cool Sami promo. All Sami promos are cool. We love all the effects that he puts on it and everything else. Really cool. He abducts a member of the VBD and basically sets up a match for this week, a death machine double Jeopardy match. Now, I've got no idea what that is. I'm looking forward to finding out because any match that has Eric Young and Sami Callihan is going to be a good match, right? It's going to be a good match. What are your thoughts on this?
Oh, I love it. Anytime Sami comes in with his glitchy style promos or whatever, it's great. So he can do no wrong in my eyes. I've loved him since he's returned. He's still got it, and it's all about him versus Eric Young. We're gonna see that this was that tomorrow. We're gonna see that tomorrow, and I don't know what exactly is gonna happen. I'm a little surprised it's not happening on Overdrive, but depending on what happens in the match, we could certainly see it extend to Overdrive and see a bigger match take place there. So
yeah,
but we'll see what happens. But I also love what EY's doing with his own posse with Big Con and Alan Angels. I love it. It's fresh. It's exciting. Underrated talent in my professional podcasting opinion.
Okay. Oh, there we go. So apparently it's a first blood. Then the bleeding opponent can be pinned or submitted, I guess, so they can win. Punk, I could not recommend, Punk Trace I'm talking to here, I could not recommend switching from the Impact Plus app to the Ultimate Insider. Just saying, okay? I've done it. It's great. I've not had one problem since I've moved over to Ultimate Insider on YouTube. It's been fantastic. So make sure you do that. Get stuck into that, ready for this Friday because you don't want to miss Overdrive. It's going to be amazing. But the Ultimate Insider is definitely worth it. Definitely worth it.
$5 a month. How can you beat that? I mean, I don't know what that comes out internationally, but yeah, it's seriously.
It's good, man.
That's
less than £5. It's like £4.85 or something. It's not a lot. It's not a lot. And to be fair, I only really use it for the weekly show, the special and the specials, right? So for me, I don't really go back and look at all the other stuff. I really don't. So to me, there's no point in me having Impact Plus because I was only having it to watch Impact and the specials. So I've dropped it because it's more expensive for a start. I've gone to Ultimate Insiders and I've had no problems ever since. Touch wood, right? Because at the end of the day, I don't want it to be a problem this Friday or tomorrow. But yeah, touch wood. I've not had any issues with that, so it's all good. Anna prefers Ultimate Insider. I just think that we get the little specials, we get the little other things like the Hannah fan interview that popped up. We'll get stuff like Sami and Friends. We get all that kind of stuff. So anything new, we'll get. It's just that some of the old stuff we don't. Which, okay, if you want to watch all the old stuff, then you go on Impact Plus, fine.
Right.
But then you've got to worry about the problems that they seem to have constantly. I get upset over it all. I'd rather just stick to Ultimate Side. I get to watch what I want, and I don't get any problems so
there
far. Touch wood. So there you go. Now we then get on Impact this past week. We then get a classic Bully Ray style promo, which of course sets up a match for Overdrive with Moose, the tables match. Now I'm looking forward to this. I think it's gonna be a great match. We'll talk about it in a second because we've got to get to that in a minute. But I think that's it was a good promo, typical Bully Ray promo. The only thing it didn't say was, "Do you know who I am?" We didn't get that, but other than that, it was a damn good promo. We then got a really cool Frankie Kazarian video package promoting his legitimacy for a world title shot. Now, I like the way that they've been doing this. Yeah. I really like the way they've been doing this because I think that I think there's a lot of people, he just option seed it, blah, blah, blah. But no, Frankie Kazarian, what an incredible talent. What an amazing run he's had previously in Impact Wrestling. He has had a world title shot previously, which he was unsuccessful, but the guy deserves a title shot. I think it's amazing. He's going to be around after Overdrive because we've got a match set up for, I saw advertised, it's going to be a match with, I can't remember. It's going to have a match, but he's got a match set up for the Fallout.
Right. And that's to put the butts in the seats. So that's not a bad thing.
So it's good. It's good. It's good to see that. It's 100% good. I thought this was really cool. And of course, you get a look back at some of the old stuff. I think there was footage in there of the Asylum, the Metal Asylum matches, which I love. I think they should bring those back.
He's a legendary guy that's been with the company on and off for so long. He's practically a year, I'd say day one, but he's a year one guy that helped put that brand, the X division and the company on the map. So yeah. And I don't care that he's working for another company right now. He's worth a ton to the classic TNA/Impact Wrestling fans. So
I agree. I agree.
As far as all the legendary people that Josh Alexander has faced, and it's not that I don't love Josh Alexander, but if anybody's going to take that title off of him, it certainly could be Frankie Kazarian. But you got to watch out for Bully Ray because he could snatch it up 2 seconds later, which I actually kind of think may happen at Overdrive. No, I wouldn't be surprised.
He's going to stab you in the back. He'll stab anyone in the back. You just got to wait for it to happen. But yeah. So we were then treated to another fantastic Knockouts Championship match, which of course reminds the world how great the Knockouts division is.
I love this match!
I think we did too. It reminds the world how great Jordynne Grace is as a champion. And Gisele Shaw, what an incredible talent she is as well. But, obviously defeating Gisele, but it was an incredible match, start to finish. And I think they built it well as well, with the little bits at the beginning of the show, and everything else. I thought, again, just a fantastic match. It really was to end the show. I mean, it was a legitimate main event and I loved it. Obviously, Jordynne gets the win. She retains. But as she reaches the stage, out comes Masha Slamovich to attack her from behind. I wasn't expecting that at all. I really wasn't expecting that. And there's been a lot of people say, where's Masha been? We haven't seen her since Bound for Glory. No, we hadn't. And then 3 weeks later or 4 weeks later, she comes out and boom, she's back. Now, this is interesting. Obviously, this then sets up the match that they're going to have at Overdrive, which we'll talk about in a second. It's yeah, I thought it was a great way to great main event, a great way to set up Masha and Jordynne again. Do you think?
It was, and I absolutely love what Jordynne has been doing. This entire year has been her year. She's completely redefined herself as a performer, her charisma, her look, the definition of her body, and it also reflects and her talent in the ring. It's Jordynne Grace is amazing. I love her as champ. I mean, and it also shows a level of
trust.
Improvement from her last run, because I loved her last run, but I don't think she was like really. I mean, she's so drastically different from how she was in her last run. You know, she didn't have the charisma last time, but she had the talent, and the talent helped, carry her through that. But now she's just checking all the marks of a great knockouts champ. I love it. She's currently my favorite knockout. I mean,
I think she's incredible. I think Jordynne Grace is an amazing champion, and anyone that says she isn't is a fool. She is a top 5 female wrestler in the world, without doubt. She does an amazing. She just looks so good. She's got loads of charisma. She's getting better on the mic. She's getting great in promo stuff backstage as well, which is really good. I love the signing that they, the contract signing they did before Bound for Glory. That was an amazing segment that she was involved in there. And of course, that match stole the show that they had. So, you can definitely put someone like Jordynne Grace and Masha Slamovich in a main event. Definitely.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, they can absolutely carry a card. Yeah.
And anyone that says that, you couldn't do an all-female pay-per-view now, there's not enough television-ready talent now, is an absolute moron. But yeah, I think it was fantastic. But yeah, she's improved a lot. She's definitely improved a lot. Then Impact concludes with PCO lives as the lightning bolt hits the desert and PCO's glove hand bursts through the ground and the snow is heard. I thought it was a good way to end it. It was a sort of kind of for me. It almost felt a bit like Hammer House of Horror style. So I thought it was good. I enjoyed it. It was a good show. All across the board. It was one of those shows, where it started and you're like, oh, it's over. It was a really, really good show. I enjoyed it a lot.
Moved along quick, yeah.
It did, without doubt. So moving on, we've got the Overdrive card as it stands, because I still think there's at least one more match. So we've got Last Rodeo, Mickie James versus Taylor Wilde. This is, for me, is a dream match. Big fan of both these guys. Taylor, I was a huge fan of Taylor Wilde when she was, in the company back in 2007, 2008-ish. Yeah. I remember seeing her live and just going, wow, she's amazing. And it's interesting as well because, you look at her now, she doesn't look hardly any different. She's aged extremely well.
I think she has.
But again, she was young back then. She's still only, 36-ish, I think. Something on that sort. So she's not that old. So she's still got several years in her. But I think this is obviously another way to put Mickie over. She's got to continue her Last Rodeo.
Sure, but it's if you look at it on paper, it's 2 classic knockouts just having a go at it. And that's one thing I've complimented Impact Wrestling on so many times. When they bring back a legendary male or female, in this case, a knockout like Taylor Wilde, killing it. She's just killing it. She's in great shape. Love the look, and I'm hoping she sticks around longer this time. But it's all the pandemic has had a big portion of why she comes and goes, but she's.
I think we're going to be seeing a lot more of her now. I think everything's opened up. I think Taylor is there I think she's here for a nice long run. So
I hope so. I really
I'm
hope
excited.
so.
Yeah, I'm excited. So we then got the KO tag title match. Obviously, the Death Dolls versus Tasha and Savannah Evans. I still think that the Dolls are going to win this one. Again, I think it's a little bit too soon. You don't want to keep hot potato in this title. So I think they're going to win, but it's going to be I think it's going to be a pretty good match. So I'm looking forward to it. We've also got the World Tag Title match. So we've got Heath and Rhino versus the Major Players.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be a barn burner because what you've got here in reality is you've got 4 former WWE guys that know each other extremely well. And they've all sort of kind of worked together, tagged together, wrestled together, trained together. This is going to be a well-oiled machine match. I think it's a really good match. I think Heath and Rhino are going to win because I don't want to see this hot potato win, but I think it's going to be a really good match. Do you agree on that?
I do. It's it doesn't make me that excited as far as who they're facing, but I've been wanting to see Matt Cardona and Brian Myers back together as the major players now that Matt's healthy again, and he's doing stuff all over the place. He was just also doing stuff in the NWA. So it's good to see them back together. It's the major players. How can you go wrong?
No, exactly. So we've then got the X Division title match, which is obviously the final of the X Division tournament. We know we've got Trey Miguel in there this week. Tomorrow night on Impact, we've got PJ Black versus Black Taurus. So Trey Miguel is going to be facing one of those two. I'm hoping
that's going to burn the house down.
I'd like it to be Black Taurus because I think he deserves it, but at the same time, I want PJ Black to stay around, and I think this could be a good way of doing it, getting him in the final of the X Division title. And I also think that he would be, I think him and Trey would just blow the roof off the place. I think they'd have a hell of a match.
PJ Black is a great veteran, and he's another guy who's been around for so many years. I remember his stuff in the WWE going way back, and I know he did stuff in Ring of Honor even before then, and I believe it's the mid 2000s. I'm going to take a stab there. I believe that's what he was doing. But yeah, so win or lose, it's great to see PJ Black in this company.
Yeah, definitely. And do you know what? It's what's interesting is if PJ Black was able to stick around, which I'd really hope to do, and Johnny Impact comes back, can you imagine the matches that we could get with those two on the roster?
It would be still my heart. I love me some Johnny Impact.
Yeah, I think it would be incredible. I mean, I don't believe Johnny's a particularly great promo guy, but he's amazing in the ring. And when he was John Morrison,
he is always we were Tucker.
Sorry, when he was
there for a second. No,
go on.
Oh, just saying that little sneak peek that he showed up in the backstage area. I know he was around because obviously his wife is in the company, but I'd love to see Johnny Impact back and just tearing the house down either with the X Division or on top of the card. Who knows? We'll see.
I mean, you think about the growth of the Impact roster over the last 2 or 3 years. You get PJ Black in there, you get a Johnny Impact back in there, you got Bully Ray in there. We've got our homegrown talents of Macklin, Moose, Sami. You could say that Sami now is basically an Impact guy, and of course Josh Alexander. All these guys. We've got a hell of a male roster. I don't care what people think. If PJ Black and Johnny Impact sign or join the roster for at least even if it's just a short period of time, that's one hell of a roster. That is one hell of a roster. Any company would be proud to have that kind of talent on their roster, as far as I'm concerned.
There you go. Yeah,
Then
someone in the comments here talking about putting PJ and Johnny Impact back together. They were so good in Lucha Underground as a team, as a faction with the Jack Evans from the Heavens. If they put that team back together in Impact, look out. They're gonna dominate the whole damn company.
That would be cool. And there is definitely, I mean, you can't tell me that they've not been speaking to these guys about possibly doing this, that, and the other with them. And, I can see it. I can see it happening. So we've also got the tables match with Bully Ray versus Moose. That was obviously set up this past week. I think that's going to be crazy good. We know Moose can go. We know Bully Ray can go. Both absolute juggernauts. So I think this is going to be a pretty badass match. People are going to be talking about this match. Even if you don't like Bully Ray or you're pissed off that he's back, you shouldn't be, because he's going to give his all. He's not come back to look bad. He's come back to show people how good he is. He couldn't be Bully Ray in WWE. They wouldn't let him be Bully Ray in WWE, but he can be Bully Ray in Impact Wrestling. And I'm sorry, but Bully Ray is the best version of Bubba Dudley. I'm sorry, he just is. End of.
Because he can be his classic self and throw that extra bump of charisma in there.
Yes,
so
definitely.
It's good stuff.
We've then got the last knockout standing match for the KO title. So we've got Jordynne Grace versus Masha Slamovich, which we already know that just as a normal match is pretty incredible. But to stick them in a last man standing match, I think this is going to be.
I love this match.
Well, Chris Sabin, I think, has said it all. I don't think we need to say anything else.
Love it.
That's gonna be a show stealer if the boys aren't careful. And of course, we've got the world title match: Josh Alexander versus the incredible Frankie Kazarian. We talked about that earlier. It's going to be a great match, regardless of anything. I think to a degree, we've got a double main event here. With Jordynne and Masha, Josh and Frankie, double main event all day long. I can't wait for all of these matches. I think all these matches are going to be great. It's a stacked card. I still think there's room for one more, because I think that's 7 matches. I think they go 8. They normally go 8. So we'll see what happens tomorrow night. I think potentially it could have something to do with VBD and Sami Callihan. So we'll just have to see how that goes. With it being a live event, could we see some debuts? Could we see Sami bringing in a few people to help him out? For me, I think that's where it's got to go, because let's face it, no matter how much of a badass Sami Callihan is, he can't take 3 or 4 people on his own. So he's going to need some help. If he's going to take BBD out, if he's there to clear out the trash, which is what he always is, he is the anti-hero. Sami is the anti. He's going to need some help with some friends. I'm hoping it's going to be people like Fulton and possibly Jake Christ and a few people like that.
Could be
any insight, but you never know.
Little OVE reunion, maybe.
I think it could be. I think right at this moment in time, Sami needs some friends. So let's see how it goes. I mean, you've also I also posed this one out there as well. I'd forgotten what's his first name. Axel something or other. He was part of Sanity. The Axeman, he's called the Axeman. Somebody in the chat will tell me.
Are you talking about his WWE run?
When Eric had that group in WWE initially called Sanity. It was Eric was the leader. You had a girl in it. I can't remember who the girl was. You had the other English guy, big Damo, I think it was Alexander Wolf. That's it. that was his WWE name, Alexander Wolf, but his real name is Axel Fossil or something. Axel something.
Okay. I
Anyway,
think he's back. I think he's back in Europe doing stuff in progress, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong.
He's doing it. He's doing a lot of stuff in Europe. The TNI-UK team saw him at a Wrestle Carnival. He went in the main event against Charles Crowley. He's amazing. He's really, really good.
There you go.
I met him because Eric was there, and him and Eric were stood together at the tomb. They were chatting, and I was talking to Eric. And Eric introduced me to him. We had a bit of a chinwag and stuff. And, you know, I then said, oh, you know, it'd be great if you could turn up on Impact with Eric. That'd be cool. You know, and and they just sort of kind of looked at each other and smiled. I don't know whether it was one of those kind of like, you know, well, you know, maybe, you never know. But I'd like to see him turn up with Sami against Eric.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's a number of people that could join Sami and, you know, form something again, whether it's a OVE reunion or something completely new, or hey, maybe even a Moxley of the Switchblade Conspiracy shows up. I've been dying for that too because Mox is one of my favorites. But
he's
we'll
currently AEW champion, though. I can't see that happening, but who knows?
I know. It's wrestling. You never know. But yeah,
you just never know. You never know. We had Johnny, didn't we? We had Omega, didn't we? So you never know. So that's interesting stuff. I like you say, Sami Callihan and friends would be interested to see where that goes. Of course, he's got friends, Mira. Of course, he's got friends.
I love Sammy's got friends. I've got a few.
Yeah, he's got a few. You want to make sure you go and check out my interview with Ace Austin and listen to what he has to say about Sami Callihan. You'll know he's got friends.
Oh.
So, digital media exclusive match this week was from Greek Time Wrestling. It was Aiden Prince, Impact roster member that we haven't seen that much recently, but Aiden Prince versus Serpentico, I think it is, from AEW.
Oh,
Aiden,
nice.
I'm not going to give away the win. It's available right now on Ultimate Insiders.
Yes.
Impact Plus. Right now, it's available now. If you're obviously a member. If you're not, it's available, I think, later on in the weekend, maybe Saturday or Sunday night.
Yeah, it's like a week later or between 5 days to a week later, it shows up for the public. Yeah.
All I can say is very, very good match.
It's been a bangorama.
It has been a banger. Aiden especially is very good. Very good. He's taken on a bit more of a sort of kind of healy character, so hopefully he'll bring that to Impact at some point, which would be good.
Yeah.
Hang on a second. So we then got the BTI match set up for obviously tomorrow night. So moving on to Thursday. You've got Yuya Uemura. I keep saying that wrong. It's Yuya Uemura versus the incredibly versatile and partner to, of course, Courtney Rush, Andrew Everett. So the Skywalker himself is going to be facing Yuya Uemura. I'm assuming he's there to give Yuya a win because we haven't seen Yuya win that much, even though they've sort of kind of pushed him as being a big thing. He seems to keep losing, which is a shame. But hopefully he's going to pick up a win here over Andrew, which would be a shame because I'm actually a big fan of Andrew Everett. I think he's a great wrestler. I'd like to see him join the Impact roster again, but I'm sure that's what's going to happen there. We then move into Impact Wrestling. We've got PJ Black versus Black Taurus for obviously the semi-final of the X Division tournament.
Oh, can't wait.
I think this is going to be a cracker. But like I said, what we talked about earlier, whoever wins this one will be facing Trey Miguel at Overdrive on Friday for the final of the X Division tournament. One of the three, obviously, will become the new X Division champion. So there's a lot.
It's just absolutely terrifying, but that's his thoughts on the match. So thank you very much, Torus, for popping in there. Appreciate it.
Is definitely. But anyway, so whoever ends up winning that one will go on to the final. It's on Friday. We then got advertised Steve Macklin versus Tommy Dreamer in old school rules match. It is what it is. I'm sure Steve Macklin's going to kick the crap out of Dreamer. He's going to tag him and bag him, send him home. Maybe that's why we won't get to see him again in a match, because he's going to be tagged, he's going to be bagged, he's going to be gone. That would be good to see.
Yes.
We then got the Death Machine Double Jeopardy match with Eric Young versus Sami Callihan. Again, I think whatever happens in this match will set something up to make that 8th match at Overdrive on Friday. So it'll be interesting to see how this one pans out, but there's definitely a lot going on there. We then got a bit of a random match set up. Apparently, it's a high-flying banger between Laredo Kid versus Rich Swann. This is just a match, I think, for match sake. So who cares? I think it's going to be great because we know that both these guys can fly. So should be very interesting to see how this one pans out. We then got Jessicka versus Tasha Steelz. Again, this is sort of kind of a redemption match for Jessicka because she lost to Savannah Evans, obviously, a couple of weeks ago. Will this be a win for Jessicka, or will Tasha Steelz get the win as well? I don't know. I'm not sure on this one. I'll be surprised if Tasha doesn't win. But who knows? Maybe there'll be a bit of interference to make sure Jessicka wins. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see.
I'm just hoping that Jessica's sober for it, because if she keeps getting that inspiration from that book from ODB, she could be in a lot of trouble.
Oh yeah, bam! She could be in a lot of trouble. We then got an 8-man tag match, which I think is probably going to close the show, of Aussie Open versus Bullet Club versus Shira Singh versus Motor City Machine Guns.
Oof.
This, I think, is going to be great. Like, every single wrestler in this match is damn good. I don't know. I think this is just a way, possibly, of showing the world that, we've got plenty of tag teams on Impact Wrestling. As much as people don't think we have. When you look at this, you've got the Bullet Club boys, again, Shira and Singh, Motor City Machine Guns. We know that Aussie Open's only really here for a cup of tea. But we've got, I say cup of tea because I'm English. I know you say a cup of coffee, but I say a cup of tea. Yes. And maybe a scone.
Right. Yeah, I agree. But it's I'll take it for whatever it's worth, as far as I don't care how long they're in there, man. Aussie Open, and you see them on whatever stage, this stage, New Japan Strong, or AEW, or wherever. Oh man, Aussie Open is one of those really good up and coming tag teams that you have to watch if you love good tag team wrestling. This is going to burn the house down too. I don't know where this is leading to, like a number one contenders down the road or something, but man, this is just going to be gold.
Yeah, definitely. And Mira, I probably agree with that, actually. It probably will be the Death Machines Double Jeopardy match. Because, again, like I said, I think this then leads to an interested ending, which then obviously leads to something going on at Overdrive. Because that's, in reality, with all the stuff that's going on, storyline-wise and all the rest of it, it's the only thing that currently isn't at Overdrive is something to do with Sami and obviously VBD, which we've got going on at the moment. So
yeah,
I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Maybe we'll get a tag match between like Eric and Angels or something, or Eric and Big Con taking on Sami and a wrestler of his choice, and that's where we get a debut or something. I don't know. You never know. We'll see. I keep fantasy booking today. It's because you're on, Jay. That's what it is.
It's and I don't do that a lot, but it's fun to do that once in a while. A little speculation here and there doesn't hurt. It's all for good fun in wrestling,
I agree. But mate, that is just about all I think we've got time for this week. But don't forget to tune in to the TNI Impact Review Show tomorrow night, live on YouTube and Twitch, directly after Impact is aired on Access TV. Impact Plus, and of course YouTube Insiders. So it is available. There's no excuses not to be able to watch Impact Wrestling, and there's no excuses not to watch the best review show on the planet tomorrow night after Impact's aired. Please don't forget to head over to the TNI Patreon for obviously extra exclusive content when you sign up. And of course, join our Discord where we pretty much talk about everything Impact and or wrestling related, as well as movies and other sports and all sorts of stuff. We even get watch-alongs and all sorts of stuff going on there. Go and check it out. You'll enjoy it. It's a great place to hang out. You can hang out with Uncle Mark, especially. I think J-Bone does a lot in there. You certainly see Trent in there, and a few of the Justin's in there a lot. Justin Miller's in there a lot. There's a lot of good guys in there. So go and check them out. Oh yeah. All the TNI shows are available to all of you listening on the Go Fans as audio only via SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, iHeartRadio, pretty much wherever you listen to your favorite shows. We are there. So go and check that out.
That's right.
Where can we find you on the socials, Mr. Bone?
You can find me on the old Twitter box at jbone5150. You can also find me over in that other little podcast called Smash This Podcast, where I've been slowly but surely trying to get back into the groove and get the show back on the road and just get things going again and trying to do something with this office. It's kind of in shambles right now, but sooner rather than later, we're going to see it taking shape. So
it seems to be getting there. It's getting
there. It's got a few pieces. I couldn't leave it completely blank, so I had to put something back there. So
it's good. No, looking good. If you're interested in knowing a little bit more about the Bison, I'm getting closer and closer to 2,000 follows on Twitter. Hopefully, Mr. Musk will allow this to continue. Getting closer and closer. So, let everybody know, the Bison loves Impact. He loves wrestling. He loves Impact. He loves total non-stop Impact. Make sure you let everybody know about the Bison. See if we can get me up to 2,000 follows before next week would be amazing. I'm very close. So help me out there. And that is at Lord Bison 45. It's on the screen right below, right there, at Lord Bison 45. Love chatting about wrestling. Love smashing stuff out on the YouTube. So please make sure you do that. Please take the time to help us out by moving up the rankings on YouTube by giving us a thumbs up. Very important. We need lots and lots of thumbs up. And if you're new to us and you like what you see, then please consider hitting that subscribe button. Very important. We're getting there. We're, very close to 2,000 subscribers. I think we're at something like 1,800 subscribers now. We're doing very, very well. So hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to give the bell a tickle, a squeeze, or a smash to never miss any of the great content coming out each and every week from the TNI-UK and US teams. And again, as long as you smash that bell, you'll get those notifications, which is fantastic. I just want to say a quick thank you to the Bone Daddy himself for joining me today, helping me out. I got to be honest, guys. I was like dreading doing this all on my own. I was like, can I carry this hour show all on my own? Am I capable? I started out all right, but then I was very relieved when the Bone Daddy arrived. So thank you ever so much, buddy, for joining in. I really appreciate it. I know obviously it's in the middle of the day for you, so it is a bit of an awkward time, but I really do appreciate it. But with all that being said, I've been Bison. That's been, of course, the incredible Bone Daddy J-Bone. And this has been episode number 109 of Impacted. Take care, everyone. Boom.
We're Bison! We are